Hello folks, welcome to another video in the Planes and Trains series. The aircraft on your screen is the Boeing Stearman, fantastic rendition of same by DC Designs. I featured it in a few videos. I do fly it quite frequently and absolutely love it every time I take her up in the virtual skies. So, Planes and Trains. I've posted a couple of videos already featuring the Garn in two parts. The Garn that went up the heart of Australia from Adelaide up to Darwin, and the general premise of this series is that I will follow some of the great train journeys of the world overhead in a virtual aeroplane, different types of virtual aeroplane as well. Folks, today we've got, I think it's a bit of a treat, it is for me anyway, a train journey that, look, a lot of people probably haven't heard of, particularly if you're not from Australia. It's not one of the most well-known train journeys, but it looks to business, I must say, and it's the type of train journey that I would absolutely love to do. Really would love to do, actually. But that's not possible at the moment, so what is possible is flying it in the sim. So it is a train journey called the West Coast Wilderness Railway, and it's in a little place we like to call Tasmania. Let me show you where that is. So here we are in Little Nav Map, folks. As I film this video, we're a couple of days after World Update 7 dropped. World Update 7, of course, focused on Australia, and I'm enjoying it so far for the most part. It's a bit difficult to determine how much of a difference it actually made, at least in the places I fly, but I see other people enjoying it and other people posting videos where the change is quite noticeable and the improvement to what was already a fantastic representation of the country in the sim. So we're in Tasmania, folks, which is our southernmost state, this little joint down in the Southern Ocean. And the journey that we're going to make today is a relatively quick one. It follows a route from the town of Strahan, over here on the west coast, to another town not too far away, like 20 miles away, it being Queenstown. Yes, Tasmania too has a Queenstown. So I've created this route in Little Nav Map, and when this video gets posted, you will actually be able to download this if you wanted to fly the route yourself. I'll have it as a Little Nav Map format as well as a normal Microsoft Flight Sim flight plan, and I'm not going to create it as a bush trip or anything like that, folks. I enjoy a bit of flexibility. And if you want to fly it as a sort of bush trip, well, you can do that. There's tools to create them. I'm just going to publish it as a flight plan. Give you some information in terms of links to a website that describes the actual railway journey, so you can get that. We are going to look at that during the video, but if you want to explore it in more depth, I will provide a link to that. We do not have custom airports here. There is one available on the flightsim.to for Strahan, but it was done a long time ago, and I'm not sure whether it is compatible with more recent editions of the sim as our view resets. But yeah, so that's the journey, folks. Strahan to Queenstown, the West Coast Wilderness Railway. It looks the business. And it is, look, beautiful flying here in Tasmania, any part of Tasmania. And it is quite diverse, actually. For a small place, you do get some variety in flying experiences. The West Coast here is wild and rugged. Beautiful, beautiful. Challenging weather. I hope live weather's working. I really do. It wasn't working for me yesterday on the flight I did, unfortunately, but let's see how we are today. It's a bit of a lottery, live weather. But yeah, look, won't be a long video, folks, but in the Planes and Trains tradition, we go flying, and we basically track the railway line, and I will sort of maybe make a pause partway through and have a look at the website that describes the actual journey. So, with all that out of the way, let's start the engine and get airborne. Okay, welcome on board, folks. Get some stuff happening here. We'll get a nav light on because we can. what do we need to do? Not a lot. Need to probably basically turn the fuel on. Mixture to rich. Crack the throttle perhaps. Mags to both. Press the starter. And we're in business. Too easy. Oh, Jesus, a nice aeroplane. So it is fairly early morn here in Strahan as we make a departure. It will not be a long flight, as I mentioned. The weather looks to be representing live weather. Breeze is fairly light, which is handy, and we've got a decent amount of space between the ground and the clouds, from what I can tell. Although we will be heading into a little bit of higher terrain. We'll see. We'll try and maintain VFR. That is the plan. We'll try and maintain visual contact with the railway line as well. Going to be a challenge. We do not have fancy navigation equipment on board, folks, so this is a bit of a challenge for the old man in more ways than one. As I film this, I'll just take the parking brake off and we'll make our way out onto the strip. As I film this, the channel's just clocked over 900 subscribers. And I just want to thank all subscribers to the channel for your support, and I also want to call particular attention to people that sort of made some very, very kind comments on the first Planes and Trains episode, or episodes being to the ones featuring the Garn. Really appreciate the support, guys, and I'm glad that other people do enjoy my nonsense and this format. I quite enjoy making these type of videos. There's room for all types in this world, folks, all types of content creators, and I try and make the videos that I myself enjoy making. That's kind of important for me. I'm not chasing Patreon subscribers or Patreon money or likes, or I'm not chasing subscribers either. I just call it out to really just to acknowledge the support, and I'm really very grateful for it. But you know, there's people that create videos for all sorts of different reasons. Some of them are very clickbaitish. I try not to be that person. I try to make videos that I enjoy making, that I enjoy watching myself, and it's very reassuring. It warms the cockles of one's simming heart to know that other people get some enjoyment, some entertainment, maybe some learning as well sometimes from my nonsense. So yeah, that was a long-winded way of saying thank you, guys. And it is all guys, although 0.5% of viewers to my channel, according to YouTube, are female, or identify as female anyway, isn't it? In 2022, it's what you identify as. So yeah, but it's mainly blokes. So local barrow, folks, is set about 250 feet-ish, or almost 300 feet. I've got one of my dogs demanding attention. As always, frequent viewers to the channel will know that many of my videos do feature my dogs in some form or another. But I will get us started. Strobies can come on. So we're departing here runway, looks like runway 18, so down towards the south. What that means is to make the join to connect with where the train starts from. We're going to have to make an early left-hand turn, head across the water to a place called Regatta Point, all right, which will be sort of over there, and then down to a place called Lawana. So, all right, that's just me planning, folks. Self-briefing, you might say. Here we go. Bring the juice in, light breeze, light crosswind from the left, a little bit of right butte, keep it straight. Oh, sounds so good, this aeroplane. Here we go, nose down, I can keep it straight. Building speed now, up through 60. You can probably get airborne about here. Here we go. Beautiful. The aeroplane, not the flying. We're going to make that early turn. So So the town of Strahan is on the left-hand side, out there. And we're sort of going to make a beeline for Regatta Point, which is kind of over here, I think. That's where the train begins. The town of Strahan there. Is anyone else getting this in World Update 7, the sort of neon blue representation sometimes? You see that on the video? A little bit weird. Only in certain places. So I think Regatta Point is actually down there, isn't it? Would I be correct, locals? I think so. And we'll sort of head now out in this direction. Head for the mouth of that river. And then continue the journey from there. Try and pick up a visual on the railway line as we get down to the mouth of the river. Come off the juice. Nice leisurely flying here. Beautiful. Lovely day here in this part of Tassie. I'll continue the journey, folks, and we'll soon take you through. I'll show you the website that describes this journey. So that'll be in the next segment. So this is what you can expect, folks, if you choose to fly this journey yourself. The train follows the King River. I'm deliberately staying sort of down low here, and fairly slow. That's why. One of the reasons I chose this aeroplane. And yeah, the train winds its way around the King River underneath us there. Now what I'm not seeing here is the actual train line being shown in the sim represented. Like, I can't pick up a visual on the tracks. Or the track, even. Not at this point anyway. There's the river. It's the river. As the river winds its way around, and then the train line sort of takes a lefty and heads up towards Queenstown, not too far from here. But I mean, just beautiful flying, beautiful scenery. But you see, there's no sign, there's no indication of the actual train line. But I'm assured that it's there. I'm gonna have to use my imagination and assume that it is there. Look, it's beautiful flying anyway. It's a great excuse to get down here onto the west coast of Tassie. Don't you worry about that. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I think some parts of the country are probably represented a little better than others, or more accurately anyway. That's been my impression. So I reckon at some point here, not too far, we're going to move towards Queenstown. I might do a steepish turn here, pull some G. There we go. So there's just no sign of the train tracks at all. Flying this on faith. I'll take an external view, give you a look at that. There we go. Gorgeous aeroplane in a beautiful part of the world. Oh, we're seeing some life there. We're not going to have much life left if we hit the hill though, mate. Always a challenge to fly from outside the aeroplane. There we go. That's quite enjoyable. That's quite nice. So enjoying the scenery in a different way. Now there's a train track. See down there? Hey, we found it. Well, I think it's a train track. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to follow this valley. Jump back inside. There we go. I had to go outside to see see what I needed to. We're heading pretty much in a northerly direction now, up towards Queenstown. We might need to climb just a tad. It's a bit of juice. We'll get up over this hill. And as I promised, we're going to have a look at the website for this actual rail journey even. So let me do that, folks. So here we are, folks. This is the official website of the West Coast Wilderness Railway of Tasmania. I like the website, nicely designed. I like this video that introduces it, well produced. History that moves you, that's their tagline. Shall we discover it? Let's do that. Welcome aboard. A step back in history. I won't read every word, folks. The Rainforest Track. Join us for an unforgettable railway journey along 35 kilometres. That's close enough to 20 odd miles of wild rainforest. Discover the deep links between the railway and the development of Tassie's west coast at the museum. Free entry, historic rolling stock. They've got some beautiful trains and pretty impressive cafes at both ends and gift shops. Explore the attractions. More than a train ride. Have a look at this. People enjoying themselves over a cuppa, over a warm bevy. So there's a cafe at Queenstown and there's a Tracks on Point cafe at Strahan. And there's gift shops at either end. The rolling stock, we've got some diesel engines and you've also got some steam engines. Aren't they gorgeous? One of the reasons I'd love to do it. I mean, I'm not a train connoisseur. I'm not a plane connoisseur either. I've got an interest in both. I just love moving things. I love transport. Like a lot of people. But wouldn't call myself a fanatic, a train fanatic. I haven't been on that many great train journeys. But the ones I have been on, I've absolutely loved. So choice of carriage. Yeah, good. Museum, right. Travel tips, weather down here at the moment, middle of summer. So during the summer months, the many warm, calm days provide a postcard experience while travelling through the rugged mountains and Tanandark rivers. I should do some voiceover work. Approximate driving times. What do I need that for? Oh, okay, if you're flying into some of the major centres. Oh, okay, righto, good. Winding mountain roads, yep, we know that. Never underestimate how wild Tassie is. And so are the people, just quietly. I have a feeling that on the inside, Jude's from Tasmania. Like the outside, it's just city. I think she's a bit Melbourne, personally. Nothing against any Victorian viewers. I love Melbourne, and spent many an enjoyable hour with Victorians over the years. However, it just, if I was to pick a place that Jude comes from, if she is Australian, that's doubtful. I mean, it's hard to know when she doesn't speak, doesn't have any identification. Why am I on a tangent about Jude? You know why? Because she left me. She left me in the last video. Those of you that haven't seen it, she ditched me in a place called Hamilton Island. That's what I'm talking about. I'm hurt. I'm cut. That's what it is. It's raw. It's still raw, folks. The emotion. Sorry. I carry on with such crap. Yeah, Tasmania's wild. Mobile phone coverage. Pretty ordinary, I would guess. Mobile coverage. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Look, mobile coverage in some of our more populated areas in this country is pretty ordinary. Some of our technology infrastructure is pretty ordinary. Can I use the word ordinary anymore in this video? I don't know. Folks, the West Coast Wilderness Railway, there'll be a link to it in the description. There'll be a link to this flight plan if you want to do it. Yeah, there she is. So we're about halfway, I reckon, to Queenstown. Going to continue the journey, and I'll see you for the concluding stages. Righto, not far to go now, folks. This is the Queen River. I'm having trouble with my words underneath us. That'll take us into Queenstown. Bloody lovely flying. This is really enjoyable stuff. We'll just basically track this river all the way to Queenstown. Not too far to go, folks. Lovely day, hey? This is the outskirts of Queenstown, I'm guessing. Ahead of us. Weather's held up really well for us. We'll just stay outside for a little bit longer. We'll need to hang a left shortly and head towards Queenstown Airport, which is sort of over here somewhere, I think. But for now, we'll stay outside. I'm doing a reasonable enough job of keeping us straight and level here. There it is. Beautiful, surrounded by some pretty decent sized hills, eh? The airport's right there. 10 o'clock position. Jump back inside. And there she is. She's at elevation, so we don't need to worry too much about a descent. We're going to fly through the centre line, but that's okay. It'd be nice if someone could work the magic on the custom rendition here of Queenstown. I wish I had the skill to do that sort of work. Unfortunately, I do not. We've got to land the aeroplane, folks. Coming through 60 knots. Did I see a cross on the runway? We do. What does that mean? Can't land 27. Really? Okay. We'll land 09. Now what we'll do is we'll head out here. That's interesting. We'll land 09 instead. For once I'm going to pay attention to the runway markings. How accurate is that? Anyone who's from here in real life or flown here in real life recently? Is that reflective of reality? Yeah, that's alright, we don't mind. Nice sharp turn onto final, why not? Here we go. Runway 09, Queenstown. Yeah, she's pretty sparse in terms of the buildings and stuff here. Shortish strip. Might need to get down a bit. Cut the power. Alright. Go into a bit of a flare, hold him off a tad. Alright, there we go, we're on. A little bit of left boot, fella. Alright. Not the greatest landing in the world, but got the job done. Folks, that's been a Planes and Trains episode. Thank you for your company and for your support. I do appreciate it. And yeah, there will be a link to the flight plan in the description, as well as the aircraft, as well as the website we looked at. Heartily recommend, if you're looking to explore the beauty of this country, that you spend some time in Tassie. You will not be disappointed. Thanks, folks, and bye for now.